jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game, A-Side Official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know the first in the building, MD Mills on deck. Yo, what's good with you, man? Good to see you on deck. As always, man, supporting the channel. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? One love. We're going to get down, spin the reel right quick, man, because, you know, my calendar is kind of fast today with the bad weather and everything. Got to take care of some business. But this is Hot Grease Chronicles EP 335. Do you copy? Year 2024 over. The hunting games continue. As you already know, Jerron Boots Ennis is making his rounds in the media streets in a positive light this time, because we've seen him go through 2 legal junctions. Now he's shining with Eddie Hearns and he's trying to talk his shit. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to talk his shit and let it be known that possibly, you know what I'm saying, he's going to have some fights coming up that we want to see. So I look at it like this. Eddie Hearns is one of those promoters that's definitely certified official, period. I don't care what nobody say. They always want to stick with Al Puba. And, you know, hey, he's certified official. You know what I'm saying? He's doing what he's supposed to do for quite some time now. Plus, he's rubbing elbows. You know what I'm saying? Gripping grand photos. Table talks with them rich sheiks over there, the royalty over there in the sandbox. So he's doing what he's supposed to do. Now he got Jerron Ennis. This is not the first black fighter he ever signed, first of all. Let's get that straight. This is not a Black History moment. I just want to get that cleared up. You know what I'm saying? Get some Windex and wipe the motherfucking mirror. This is not a Black History moment because Jerron Ennis is over there with Eddie Hearns. But check this out, though. This my whole point for making this short live is that who is going to be next? You know what I'm saying? Because I know, first of all, I got to give a shout out to my guy, Shaw News, because he pretty much prognosticated this. You know what I'm saying? He prognosticated and did a live stream, you know, bringing the receipts that he pretty much put it out there that Team Ennis should sign with Matchroom. And they will probably give him the bag that he was looking for. Not the brown lunch bag with 1 sandwich, a Capri Sun, and 1 apple slice in that bitch. And then, you know, you go hungry for the rest of the year. No, not that bag. We talking about a bag that was feasible, monetary. You know what I'm saying? Monetarily sustainable for Team Ennis to feel like this was who they wanted to sign with, because they were struggling. They were struggling to get the big fights. They were struggling to lock themselves in with a promoter. And they tried the independent, we just loyal. Come to find out from what's been out there that they may have been in talks with several promoters and all that. But ultimately, they end up signing the Matchroom. All right. So this is where we at with it. Crawford is still out here, the unified welterweight world champion. You have individuals that consider Jerron Ennis to be an attachment to PBC. They consider him to be a carryover from the Errol Spence supporters to the Jerron Ennis supporters. Now that he's locked in with Matchroom, they no longer want to give him airplay. That just goes to show you how quickly my people will bring out the blades. You know what I'm saying? And tell you to turn around and walk that way. And they start target practice on your ass. I'm surprised at the backlash that Ennis is getting for pretty much carrying forward with his own freaking professional career. But you know where I'm headed. You know where I'm headed. Eddie Hearns has been on record as saying that he plans to make Crawford versus Ennis a reality. That's what I'm hearing, man. You know what I'm saying? Hearns' forecast is to seal Crawford versus Ennis. Is it just rubbish or dropping the hammer? Can Eddie Hearns give Crawford the amount of money that he's looking for to fight Ennis? Can he even make the fight? Per Boxing News 24, which I'm very skittish about stepping up on the block, reading their articles, because there's always some bold, you know what I'm saying? Some cow manure up in there. He says, they say promoter Eddie Hearn is raving about his signing of Jerron Boots Ennis, saying he wants to match him against Terrence Crawford as soon as possible. Now, you know, when I read this is the way I look at it. Why do people continue to try to get Crawford Ennis? Listen to me. I'm speaking to you as a mentor to whoever chooses to put me in that position and just another voice on this social media, goddammit. But all I'm saying, why do they want to make Crawford Ennis so bad? All he's doing is fighting in the same division. What happens when we go up here, when we basically set up a live stream, right? And let's just go back to Anui. Not only Anui, when he unified the bantamweight division, then moved up immediately and fought Stephen Fulton at the super bantamweight. Fulton already had 2 belts, and then he fought a separate fighter who defeated MJ for the undisputed titles. Okay, he unified the division. He's not thinking about going back down to bantamweight and unifying bantamweight again. He's thinking about moving forward. In no way, shape, or form I'm hating on Ennis with this shit. But I'm going to tell you, I would be highly surprised if Team Crawford actually took them up on their word with this. The reason being is it don't make any sense to me for him to unify again for undisputed at the welterweight division based off what happened with IBF stripping him and how Ennis then went about it, period. Why would he do that? That would be the dumbest move Crawford could make. That really doesn't provide him any substance. It don't provide him any value. It don't provide him any credit points to build his FICO as far as his legacy. His legacy is there, okay? But 4 division looks better. Not staying at the welterweight division to get back a belt when that fight was marinating for 5 years and people were saying whatever Crawford's accomplished didn't fucking matter. He still doesn't qualify to fight Spence, who only had 3 belts. Now, the left is on the right and the right is on the left. People trying to walk this fight all the way in and saying, you know what, this is the reason why Crawford should fight Jerron Ennis is because he's the IBF. Shut up. We already know what he is. I need to hear something new. Okay, just please calm down. Calm down, black man. I mean, Scotty, calm down. He is the legitimate IBF world champion. He's the number. I don't want to hear all that. We are not going to erase what happened and all the words and all the rhetoric that was being spewed and passed on this social media shit. We're not going to overlook that. What point is it for Crawford to fight Ennis just because he signed with another promoter? Just because he's the IBF champion? Nobody's going to respect Crawford becoming 3 times undisputed in the same freaking division. I mean, who was going to do that? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, to go and fight for a belt he never lost in the mother effing ring. Now, some of you may come bearing flowers, corsages, tuxedos, you know what I'm saying, fresh cut. You know, you went through the whole gamut of dressing up for the part to welcome Jerron Ennis into the promotion. trying to sway him to believe that you're his most loyal fan. We support you, Ennis. All because you're a Crawford hater. Y'all know damn well Ennis should be fighting somebody else. All right? Eddie Hearns talking about making this Ennis fight for Crawford on his way out the door. I don't have to tell them what they need to do. His team is on point. I expect them to stand on all of it. I expect for Team Crawford to stand on everything. They know damn well it's not going to do him anything. We know how Eddie play. Eddie is pretty damn crafty at this game. He can put this shit out all he wants. Oh, I'm planning on making Crawford Ennis as soon as possible. Well, I don't hear anything coming from Team Crawford about that. And plus, like I said before, I expect Team Crawford to stand on all of it. They pretty much know the direction for which they want to travel. They know what's ahead. They know what the exits are. They know what they're looking like. If they choose to step up to a 4th division, that is way more equitable than standing up here saying, oh, I just got to make this fight. I got to prove to them. No, he doesn't have to prove anything. Regardless of who Ennis signed with, he don't have to prove shit to Ennis. You can't say just because you with Eddie, now everything is wiped away. They put the red laser to your head and you say, after you see this flash, you won't remember anything. Bing! And then, oh, man, oh, I'm a world champion? How? How in God's name did I get that? What? This is amazing. Who did I beat for it? Well, mate, that's what I want to talk to you about. You're signed to me now. And, you know what I mean? Truth be told, you didn't fight anybody for that. When you was over there, not here, they did some paperwork and whatever you had planned back then with Stephen, you did a little sneaky. You know what I'm saying? You got the belt and then beat Crawford for it. He's a rightfully undisputed welterweight world champion. You know that, right? You know what I mean? You understand that, Mike. You understand where I'm coming from? Okay, then. I'm saying you was gifted a title. You email. Yeah, so I want to try to make the fight, but it's not going to be easy, mate. It's not going to be easy. But hey, anything's possible. It's not going to happen. I would be super surprised if Team Crawford chose to entertain this nonsense. I am so over it. I was never on it to begin with, but I'm so over hearing people just want to hype up Ennis to fight Crawford and ride the clout, you know what I'm saying, and try to act like they were the ones up here criticizing Crawford what he hasn't accomplished when he was about to step in there with Spence. Y'all heard the choir? I brought him to you. Y'all heard the motherfucking choir before? I brought the whole symphony up here with the conductor, and you heard this before. Don't act like I haven't. Don't act like I haven't, man. I brought it up here. What purpose is it? What does it prove? Nothing. That's Crawford's belt. He never lost it in the ring. Eddie Hearn talking about making this fight makes no sense to me. Why? Why would Crawford take a fight? Vacate the titles is not going to ruin or tarnish his career. Vacate the titles and you think we're going to be talking about this 10 or 15 years from now? You think we're going to be talking about Crawford vacating the titles at 147 because he wanted to move up and get a fight at 154? I thought Ennis wasn't moving up to 154. I thought I heard, Greg Hacket say he was going to stay at 47. They weren't moving to 54. But now all of a sudden he's with Matchroom, he's talking about moving up division and moving down and all this. I hear him say he want to become undisputed 147. Okay, let's see how easy that's going to be for you. You know what I'm saying? I have absolutely all the faith and confidence in the world that Team Crawford is going to stand on everything. They're not worried about being pressured to fight Jaron Ennis, who still has to work his way up with his competition, his level of competition. This ain't hate. I'm not going to continue to explain myself. Those of you that say I'm hating on Ennis, I'm not hating on Ennis. I have no reason to hate on him. He's a good guy. He ain't did shit to piss nobody off. He ain't out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? He's living a disciplined lifestyle. I don't have no hate for that man. But your resume is mediocre. You know what I'm saying? You have a subsidized, resume, EBT. That's all I'm saying. Your resume doesn't add up to what they're considering you to be, the phenom and all that. At one point in time, I used to say the same about Devin Haney, but them windshield wipers are on. That shit has been wiped away. He is the undisputed, and he's a two-time. He's a current reigning WBC super lightweight champion. That's over. It don't matter how he got him. He defended him. He won him and defended him in the same footprint. I'm still waiting for you to have that moment there, Ennis. That's all I'm saying, big dog. That's all I'm saying, brother. I'm just waiting on you to have that moment. And that moment is not going to be with Crawford. It's not going to be with Crawford. Like I said, there's no need for me to put it out there and give you a Sena Dolce and say, I would be surprised if Crawford fought Ennis. That Omaha joker, he might be doing anything. You know how them guys do when they fish, man. They out there on the water, they be thinking about anything and everything. When they get back to show, they want to make them impulsive decisions. We don't goddamn care too much for them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's going to just act like he's desperate because he's an Omaha native and people don't give him the respect that he should get. I don't see him being that person. And furthermore, I'll continue to say, you know what I'm saying? I don't see how anybody can justify in any live stream, any narrative, any moment that they want to waste their time and knowing they can't get this part of their life back. They sit up here and try to prove and validate that Crawford should fight Ennis for a belt he never lost in the ring. That in itself, I don't put past boxing. They always doing some grimy stuff internal to the system. But what does Crawford gain? What does he gain from fighting Ennis just because he's signed with a promoter now? A multi-fight deal with a promoter. He gains nothing. It's still the same. Ennis has his belt. You know what I'm saying? They went about it a very lavish, nefarious way. And that can't be respected. You know what I'm saying? He should have just held up, waited till he was right there, and he had every type of enforcement possible. No, he wanted to remove himself from the enforcement, get an easy title, and then keep it moving. He got an email. He's an email champion. That sounds harsh. You know, that sounds like you degrading. That sounds like you speaking down. But it's just the truth. The value is very minimal. You know what I'm saying? The value is no way picking up appraising value quickly. There's no way we can sit up here and convince ourselves that what we want to prove. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we want to lean heavy on. That's a point we're trying to make, like it's the truth, the light. That's not it. So Eddie Hearns believe he can try to make this fight? Whatever, man. I'm going to stand on mine. I don't think Team Crawford will go for it. He said F the IBF. And right now, I like the word that's out there about him stepping up to 154 and kicking down the door. That's what I think. That's what I want to see. He vacate the belts. He vacate the belts. It won't be the first time he vacated the belts and then defend them. He did the same shit at 140. Why? Because he had plans on moving up to 47 for a championship fight. They say the man moving funny, but I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing to validate what they've been saying. His business moves has been equitable to him and his team. Been very productive and conducive. So as he continue to move forward, getting these fights, solidifying his legacy, he's going to continue to make y'all look like y'all don't know what you're talking about. You never did and you never will. because you busy base all this shit off Crawford hate. You know what I'm saying? I'm just over hearing the same shit. You know, Ennis Crawford. And Ennis Crawford is not the biggest fight in boxing. And I want to give a shout out again to my guy Shaw News, who actually, you know, did a live on this and pretty much put it out there that Team Ennis will benefit, you know, as far as his revenue, as far as his monetary gain. He will benefit by potentially signing with Matchroom. He put it out there. Now, we do reside, or we do frequent the YTC, where you have human beings that don't want to give credit where credit is warranted. I understand. You have these other, what's that word I'm looking for? Start with an H. You have haters that say they all about this, that, and the other, but we all know boxing don't have no morals and principles attached to it. You know what I'm saying? People just operate recklessly, man. But man, shout out to him for doing a thorough live stream. You know, I'm probably do a live on it. I can't do it right now because I'm about to bounce, but you know, a live stream on what he actually said pertaining to that. But Team Ennis signing with Matchroom. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have to continue to stay disappointed. And for those of you that's putting out that he may face David Aonian, well, wasn't I the one who said that? I know I just said that not too long ago, like 2 days ago. I say he should fight David Aonian. And then you know I'm gonna have some criticism about that Team Ennis, because y'all was up here dogging Crawford out, saying who was that? Nobody don't know. He did what he's supposed to. So if you ever fight David Aonian, I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? Because I expect him to go in there and stop David Aonian and you know, in 6 rounds or less. You know, it's always come down to a common opponent, what people want to prove. But not that common opponent, not Aonian, not the one who fought Crawford in his backyard, not the one who y'all was hating on him, talking about, oh man, who is that? Avocado, we don't know who he is. Well, you should have that same energy if you make that fight with a common opponent with Crawford, right? If that's the case, I don't believe it. But if you are to fight David Aonian, you better very well go in there and act like you don't know who he is and he shouldn't be on your level. You better very well carry out to be able to get him up out of there in under 6 rounds, 6 rounds or less. Yes, because, you know, when Crawford went in there, I'm not saying that's what he was, but I also put it out there that Igor Kavalauskas had already stopped him in 6, and Crawford was going to do the same. And what happened? He definitely obliged and knocked that man out cold. It wasn't enough ice that they can get in that arena to revive him so quickly. He was up there dreaming. The upper room, I see you. The upper room, whoa, I see the upper room, baby. And this is how I always picture what the upper room looked like. Thank you, Mr. Crawford. Shout out to Omaha. They sent me to the upper room. The upper room. Yeah, baby, yeah, baby, yeah. Man, goddamn. Stop it, man. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happened. I gotta bounce, man. I'll be back on later. But shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game, A-Side official. No negotiation there needed. And by the way, you know, don't feel no type of way. You know what I'm saying? Cheer on, you know, Team Ennis. I'm glad he signed. I'm glad he's uplifted. You know, and he's starting to talk his shit. But don't ride off Crawford anymore. Because I'm gonna be honest with it, it just doesn't bring me anything. It doesn't bring me any, you know, spirit. It doesn't uplift my spirit when I hear people talking about Crawford, and y'all ignoring the criticism, right? Your meter of criticism is so low right now. It's shameful because y'all was up here powered up. Y'all was powered up like a motherfucker when we was heading into July 29th. all of what he did. Al Heyman wasn't gonna fuck me, and the fight ain't gonna never happen. Even I was on record as saying I don't think the fight's gonna happen, right? Then I was criticizing the hell out of him for leaving that. He ducked, he did this, he don't deserve this and all that. But no, not with Ennis. Somehow you can't find your words. Somehow you can't find your words. Y'all niggas act like y'all don't know English. No English, no habla. No, I don't know no English. No habla English. Y'all act like y'all don't know how to find your words when it comes to criticism of Jerron and his resume. And knowing that Crawford has a better resume and Ennis don't. But yet, you just want to provide him the hallmark welcome that he always needed. The care package that you spend so much time for. Man, we want to present this to you, Team Ennis. And we want to let you know we're going to be an advocate for you. We're going to be your support team. Yes, we have a lot of unemployed life coaches that's attached to us, but they're well-schooled and versed. And we're going to put this word out there to the public there, Ennis. Okay? Oh, we're doing it pro bono. The first one was pro bono. It's on us, Ennis. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're going to continue to criticize that Crawford guy and let the public know that you deserve a shot. You understand, buddy? You deserve a shot. If anybody deserves it, it's you. You're a good guy. Well, you know, Crawford's a good guy too. And he's criticized for just not showing any attention that they thought they desired. But you already know what it is, man. We'll be back. World Combat Sports in the building. I'm out. Peace.